We're going to be talking about the slip joint Penguin. Penguin's a pretty big family. We have the mini, we have the regular size, we have the titanium in the regular size, we have the button lock, and then we have the XL. Might be missing something. Then we got the slip joint. So all those different ones that we have for the Penguin, very big family, and it's very well received from $32 up to $400 for the price range. So we're going to look at this one, all the different ones that we have for the slip joint. Also, you might know us for the Hedgehog. That's another slip joint. So you're going to find it pretty much the same type of mechanism or same style for that walk and talk. So that's what you're going to find also on these. So great offering, but we're going to have a few different ones. So this is where you're going to have the Hedgehog. So Hedgehog is going to be starting at $57.85, and then you have the $84.95, both 14C. So this one you're going to have the micarta, and this one you're going to have carbon fiber. You also have the Falcon, which is one that actually does have a sheath as well. So that's a different model for us. So the two that are most similar is going to be between the Hedgehog and also the Penguin. So this is going to be the Penguin slip joint. So different styles, we're going to be walking through those so you can get a little bit closer look at it, and also do that size comparison to the regular Penguin, and also going to be premium sides. So $189.95 is the premium side of things. 20 CV budget side is going to be that 14C28 for $62.80. So that's where we're going to be starting out, is that $62 mark. So first off, we're going to have the letter A. Letter A is going to be now with the white. So it's going to be white also with the black liner. So you're going to have that white outside scale and then that black inner scale. So just a really nice look to it. And then you're also going to have a different pull. So you'll see for the regular Penguin as far as that difference in that blade shape. So you're going to have the Penguin slip joint and also the Penguin. So similar look to it. We are now talking about slightly to see if we want to do a Penguin with a different blade shape. So let us know as far as what your thoughts are on that. If you would like this in a different shape, maybe a drop point, maybe a tanto. Some people even want to get some of the hawkbill playing in here, but so that's where you want to look at between these two. But you're going to have that that back spacer open mid-close, so you're going to see for all those slip joints folks. So that's the closed position. Half stop is where you're going to have it there. Also that spring is still going to be flush. Closed position on that. So it's going to be about a 4 to 5 pound pull. So I guess to get an understanding of what that is, if you have a gallon of milk, I believe that's about 5 pounds. So just pretty much grab it and like tug it. That's going to be, well, you're going to have counter resistance, but I guess lift it up. So if you can lift it up with your forefingers, that's pretty much going to be the pull that you're going to get from it, maybe a little bit less, but it's going to be about that 5 pounds for that. So it's going to be the A, so again, $62.80 for this guy here. So very nice setup, 14C. 14C is great for toughness and also for corrosion resistance. And then you're going to have B. That's going to be with the red. So the first one you had the white on the outside and a black. This one you have a black outer and a red inner. And it's still going to have that same satin blade. So that's what you have for there. Lanyard you can throw in there for it. It does not have a pocket clip, so now just you can do a pocket drop type of thing with it, or you can get a sheath, pop it in to do a different type of setup, how you want to carry it. But same thing with this one. These are modern slip joints. So one thing that you're going to find on these, so traditional ones are going to have basically a kick. So at the bottom of the blade, it's going to basically press on that spring and deflect it. This one does have a closed stop pin, so in the closed position, you're not going to be having that deflection, but you're going to have still that spring position mid and open. So this one is going to be 14C as well, but it's still a really good one. And also there's some other ones that are premium models that you can find through some of our dealers. So this is going to be letter C. That's going to be a blue, so this is going to be blue G10. So blue G10, same type of blade for it. Also going to have that satin there for that blue G10. So really nice look for it. So now even this type of blade swedge, it is functional to open it, but I think it adds quite a bit of character to the knife. So that's going to just be another way to open that one up. And then you're going to have the last one out of the budget side is going to be letter D. Letter D is going to be with the green G10. You can kind of see the contrast between these two colors. That's going to be the green G10 satin blade, and then it's going to be the T8, T6 for the hardware. Most of these you don't need to take apart. Most knives, really maintenance, you don't need to do much to them. So if you get a little bit of grittiness, you could probably just drop a little bit of, this one doesn't have it, but a regular knife would have a little ball on it. So that would be, your detent ball would be right in the middle here. So you just open it up a little bit and you can just drop a little bit of oil, mineral oil, favorite lubricant that you use for your knives. You can drop it right there. It'll take away that grittiness when you're feeling it, when you're opening it slower. You'll notice some of that grit. Over time, you might just get some pocket lint or anything else stuck in there. So that's going to be what you're going to have in there. But this is going to be the other one for another 6280. So good sizing for it. And then we're going to go up to the premium side. Premium side of things, you do get the 20 CV. So 20 CV and M390 are going to be the same type of cake, basically. So you have the same formulation, you bake it, and then you get 20 CV or M390, depending on who you buy it from, as far as who the steel manufacturer is. So that's going to be the main difference for it. Performance-wise, they are very comparable. So this is going to be the first one. These are actually fat carbon. Some of the carbon fiber that we have isn't going to be from Lithuania. These are. So these actually come out cost-wise, or probably it costs more than titanium to get the fat carbon scales. So this one's going to be the White Storm. And this is going to be also that 20 CV. So you're going to have two different variants on this one. So you're going to have this blade style, and then you're going to have the B. So the 1 and 2, so G1, G2. A little out of order here now, but G1 and G2 is going to be those two different styles. So same thing with these, it's going to be like a piece of wood. You're going to have something different for each one of them, so you're going to get a different pattern. So even from one side to the other, it's going to be a little bit different for what you can have for a pattern. So every person that has one of these, you're not going to find somebody with the exact same one that you do, which is a benefit, I feel. So you have a little personalization for the knife. So that's going to be the G1, G2. We'll go back to where we're supposed to be, but that's going to be the E1, E2. So E1, and then you're going to have the E2. So these are going to be the jungle wear as far as the pattern. So this is going to be, again, that fat carbon. So you still get a good feel. So now, a lot of times carbon fiber might feel a little bit more slick. One thing with fat carbon, it just has a little bit more tactile feel to it. So you're not going to have it feel like it's going to slip out of your hand as much. You still have that front choil for this guy. So as you're using it, you'll get a little bit of warning sign if it starts to go on you. But again, it's about 4 pounds to 5 pounds of pull. So you'll get a warning for it. And also it's going to have that half stop. That's going to be the half stop for you, and all the way down. So good setup for it. These ones are going to be $189.95 direct to the website. Any of our stuff through the site, you can get free shipping. So free shipping over $30. So that's anything across the site. So if you do find something that's a little bit less, you can add like a pouch to it or something else on the site. We also are offering the Penguin pocket clips. So that's one of the ones that a lot of people might come across, snag it on something. So instead of going through customer service, we do have it on our website now, so you can buy that directly. So it makes it a little bit easier to get your knife back in circulation for your knife. That's going to be this one. So that's going to be the E1, E2, and then F1, F2. So that's going to be the F1 and the F2. So different styles for it. The same thing with these. Now they're going to be just that something a little bit special for it. So this is a nebula pattern for the fat carbon. So you're going to have just a few different styles for it. Still going to play with the light. When you get it outside, this is when you're going to actually notice that a lot more. But that walk and talk is going to be the same for these guys. Just a really nice snap to it. So open, mid, close is going to be something that is flat on the back side. So that's one thing that a lot of people, when they look at slip joints, traditional or modern, that's one thing they kind of look for that lobe on how that's set up. So closed position, if you didn't have it set up correctly, then it wouldn't be flush. Mid position, same thing. If that lobe wasn't set up correctly, then that would be a little bit proud. And then open position is like that too. So we don't do any crowning on the spine. So some of them also might have a crowned spine, and that might hide some of the things for that fit and finish for the knife. But this is going to be one that is all the way across, really nicely done. And then again, I feel it's a good pull. If you're coming from a more modern side of things, it might be something to get used to. So any slip joint, so if you had like GECs or something else, this will be probably considered lighter for a pull, because a lot of those might like push up to almost 10 pounds a pull. But if you're going to go down to more of a modern side, like a real steel, now that's going to be where you're going to have something that is going to be really light. So I think this kind of the Goldilocks type of setup for us. So right in the middle is going to what you have for that. So Penguin slip joint. So adding to the lineup now. So we have that slip joint. Again, we have the mini, regular size, titanium, and we have the XL, button lock, and the slip joint. So that's the group of them so far. So we might add to it, but also we're working on like the Canary lineup is a pretty good one for us right now. And then we have the new guys coming out with the Glide Lock. So always trying to do better as we go. So we're going to have probably 4 to 5 models. We're looking to do something for Utah. So in Utah, anybody join us in Utah, we'll have something to show to you that you might not have seen before. So come by the booth, check those things out. And then we are covering sales tax within Utah, so come by, and then you don't need to pay sales tax, which is a pretty cool thing. We'll cover it for you as just a thank you for coming out, checking out the products, be able to see all the things that you may have seen online, but you didn't get to handle every single one of them. We're going to have at least one of every variant or every model available at the show, so you can handle it, get it in hand, see how it fits, and then see what's going to be the best to take home with you.